You already know what time it is. I'm gonna do a bunch of Comico. Oh. No. Neat. Again. Hello, Buggo. Steam Let's play music on our libraries from our phone. Well, they don't let you do that. I guess the only solution is pirating then. SMH my head. Bend my arm backwards like that. Oh, now you say hi, lads. Oh, I see your priorities. SMH my head. 2 in a row? I'm so bad. Yeah, you're bad. Yeah, for you not saying hi, and for you daring to try to, like, listen to, you know, music through Steam. Like, you know, why would you try to do that? Like, come on, you think they're gonna let you do that? Honestly, I feel like the existence of soundtracks and stuff on Steam are more just like almost like a collector's item rather than something. Yeah, find the FMW on YouTube. Is there no collection of that right now? You have it on Steam. You know, if it was like $10, I might have bought it when I bought the game. Like, bought both of them together. But it's fucking more, but the freaking soundtrack is more expensive than the actual game on Steam. It's like, I understand why it's a good bit of money, don't get me wrong, but like, the game is cheaper than the soundtrack. Is it $40? I would honestly understand it more if it was a full, like, $60 price game. But it's not. Like, if it was the same price as the game, I would still question it. But, like, I would be more understanding. Well, it's the same fucking price as the... It's not the same. It's more expensive than the game. Like, it's a massive OST. And it's really good. And there's a lot of effort put into it, so obviously, like, it deserves its own, like respect and support like that, but, like... Ooh. Oh, thanks for on the OC. Exactly. You know, and don't necessarily want to be that guy, but like, you know, things like with things like soundtrack, you know, people want to listen to a theme. They'll usually, you know, YouTube up the theme and boop, listen to it like that. So I think a lot of people buy things like this for like collector purposes and such, have them, but like still make it easier to like listen to. Like, there's so many, like, when you buy things on Steam, they're like, oh, the special editions, or you get, like, maybe it's the fucking future DLC pre-bought or something. It comes with, like, the art book and, like, the soundtrack. It's like, how often are you actually using the soundtrack, like, with Steam? Unironically. It's like... And, like, I'm also someone who has, like, bought physical, like, you know, special edition copies and stuff that have soundtracks. I've bought plenty of CDs in my life, and I have special editions of games with soundtracks and art books. But, like, I generally don't buy the digital versions of them. I hate micros on this attack. Okay, let's do the more annoying part. Oh, I hate this nun. I haven't done enough as of late. I've lost my mind on it. I've lost my rhythm. It's never been more tonic over. Hey, this dot is so painful. Banana Waller, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I would explain what I'm trying to do, but I think it's obvious. I hate this dot. think that's my 2 brain cells as I try to process what's going on. Hello, hello. I hope you had a good stream. Grab your headphones so you can listen to the Fantasy Main War soundtrack. It's one of those attacks where it's like, realistically, often the time is just don't do anything. But because it's so easy to just woo your way into something. Fucking I hate this knowledge. The problem is the moment you get into panic dodging, you can't leave. It's so easy. This attack is the most optical illusion attack on the market. It plays tricks on you. Where's my Conoco non-1 safe spot where I need it? Where's Steam Deck keyboard? How bad's the, trying to use the keyboard with that? Rather than the switches, but assuming you're tapping on the screen. I don't know how high of a bar that is, though, so... Like, this attack is just so gorilla. There's just so much of it. Just go in and just hope you're just in, like, the right, like, mind and move to play it well. Switch. I mean, technically the Switch is annoying, but at the same time, how often am I really doing that? Like, I'm not gonna say it's great typing on the Switch, it sure isn't, but... At least it's a console with a touchscreen, so, you know, if you want to grab it, not in docked form, you can... Typing with it like that is a lot less of a pain. Hanako, why must you cause me pain? You can't retreat that much. Like, you can kind of try to retreat a little bit. I think sometimes I force myself to slightly more awkward parts because I think I try to force damage a little too much on this. Is your deck for watching desktop Twitch? Wait, is your computer that cringe right now? You call your laptop narcoleptic. I don't know exactly what that means when referring to a laptop, however. Oop. Yeah, dude, my laptop's been senile, you know, it's getting old. His butt. I think I just have to, like, try to remember to do my mountain rats on this often. Not like that, though. There's a limit to how far low on the screen you want to play. Got persistent booting issues lately? Shame. How old is your laptop at this point? I'm throwing. It sucks because, like, the lower down you are, kind of the more at risk you are of, like, getting floored with some certain walls. But then, like, if you want, because, like, there's a point where going higher is almost better at times. Because I feel like you get better time to find the gaps, to a degree. The gaps are usually more horizontal, which is generally easier to read. And you're not worrying about the floor trapping you. But the problem is, when you go higher, you're a lot more at risk of getting overlapped with the other wave. Like that, like that's the risk where it's like you're trying to dodge a wave on the left, but the wave on the right's coming at your butt already. Seriously, 19 MacBook Pro. MacBook user, lol. Imagine. So I had a laptop. My first computer was a laptop. I don't remember the brand off the top of my head. I can tell you surely wasn't MacBook. But for probably like 7-8 years at this point, I've been desktop exclusive. But sorry to hear that about your laptop. Hope it's narcolepsy can get solved. Hopefully. No, what am I doing? She peerless on my wind god till Ayayayayaya. Bam. What the fuck was that cat? Right, yeah. And then, like, at what point do you just ask, is it, you know, just better to get, like, a new one? Ooh. Or a new something, whether it's the same thing or something else. I mean, yeah, but, like, the other question is, like, you know, how much do you have to put into it to, like, you know, get a lot more value or time out of it? Hello, 11. Oh, there was one crisscrossing to the left, berry in the middle. This attack really is cruel at times, you know? Cool, on the other side? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? I may never do that again. Oh, hold on. I think the middle's actually pretty good for it, too. Okay, I gotta go for the 1 in 10,000 at the top real quickie. No, I'm never lucky. Well, the depth goes. Brett! Got 2 milk after a row, and you're basically Jesus. Is that how that works? Also, is that something Jesus would do? Yeah. Jesus has at least 2 middle peels when guy caps in a row. I've never asked him about it. If I think about it next time I talk to him, I will. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just haven't, like, you know, heard this before. Okay, who wants to die to Minariko? You know what? Let's see if we can't, like, get half of the stage 2 consistency I got yesterday. That'd be pretty cool. Why are you all the way over there? World's longest Shizua. I can't stop yawning. Oop, 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 oop. It's a certified bumper crop moment. Actually free, though. A great spell. Some have even said it's the greatest spell of all time. Damn, my faith is kind of cooking right now. Can I get a 73 here? 73 million? Question mark? Hey, 73-1. Okay, Keener. Oh, I should go to pick the score. Good luck, Zebra. Die! Oh, goodness gracious, girl. Ooh. Never a question. Me and all my homies love hydro camouflage. Act human. Yeah, sometimes she goes high, it makes your life so much easier. Nice. That was a certified hitbox moment. Oh, I was looking too far ahead. I lost myself in the moment. Damn it. Again. Oop. I take a turn for the better after I clear this game for good. I don't think it'll be particularly better or worse, necessarily. Because, the moment I get my run, we're moving on to another one. Like, the grind never stops. Some would argue it could be worse depending on the game I go to next. Although I gotta pick up my Touhou 20 once you see before I go do anything else after. Ugh. Say about the end goal, yeah. Could get worse. Yeah, I could play something that's not homing. I could play DDC. Listen, like, I'll sit here and I'll complain about Exile Doll. I'll complain about, you know, how annoying, whatchamacallit, Conoco Non-1 is. I'll sit here and complain about a billion times the Hydro Camouflage. But you know what? When I played Subterranean, I bitched about Fog Labyrinth. I bitched about frickin' Yuki's Yellow Nuns. I bitched about Yamame Non-1, and you know, PCB Engine the same thing for things. And you know what? Whatever game I go to next, it's gonna be the same. Because there's both pain and enjoyment in a grind like this. You gotta take both. Well, that's partially why I try not to focus too much on, whatever I'm gonna do next after this game. Because, like, last things I need to be is be distracted by whatever comes next. And you can also adopt a grass is greener mentality. And that's also not a good thing. And, like, obviously I'm doing this with an end goal of, yes, I want the LNNs, but, you know, there's like a middle line where, you know, as much as, like, you're doing it partly for the sake of getting the LNN, you don't want to be so, like, that, you don't want to be so fixated on just that goal, right? Even UFO? UFO's in the running of being, potentially the game I want to go to the most next. Paper 1cc. I have very mixed feelings for the 1cc, which is part of one of the reasons why I'm interested in going that gimmick. Play these games for fun? Yeah, who would... I don't want to imply that at all. Who plays video games for fun anymore, right? Like, I'm a certified UFO enjoyer. But I don't know exactly. Like, you know, I don't know what LNN grind I'm going to go to next after this. Just win LNBNZ. If I go to UFO, that's 100,000% what I want to go to. I just don't want to have to deal with UFOs again. Like, I sucked up. Oh, I sucked it up. I was like, you know what? I'm going to deal with it. I learned to route UFOs. And I'm like, I never want to do that again. Very more gold medal grind. Yeah, maybe I'll do that one next. You know what? I'll do that grind if I can get Alan to join me in the grind. You know, I don't want to do it by myself. You know, I make sure, you know, there's someone else, you know, working on it at the same time, right? Fellow players like to suffer. I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't feel like I feel like, you know, there's a certain line to be drawn, right? I wouldn't necessarily claim this for people who play the game on normal. Fuck! Right? Because, like, I think it's the same as most games, right? Like, there's a lot of people who play the game very casually. And they don't take it too seriously. They try to win on whatever, you know, goal they have in mind. You know, say normal 1cc. And like a game that fairy's lethal. And you do that. You know, I think it's true that at a certain, like most people who LNN or even LNB to an extent as well. But let's just talk specifically about LNN grind. Most people, like, you have to have a sort of... You're gonna have to, you know, deal with it being miserable at times. It's the nature of a grind. Right? You're gonna have to be a little masochistic at times. Because if you can't find value in the grind, if you can't, you know, see to the objective, it's really easy for like a day, a week of just kind of just not going well to just completely kill all of your motivation and enthusiasm for play. Because obviously one thing you want to do is, like, if it stops becoming enjoyable at all for you, then don't do it. Right? It's one of the reasons I don't promote LNN grinds. I would not recommend people do them necessarily. And that's not because I think I'm necessarily, like, better than other people. But why the fuck was I all the way up there? What am I doing? Alan, I need you to explain that to me. What am I doing? right? Because realistically, like, most people, most adults at the bare minimum, when you're a kid, you probably have more time. But most, like, adults are like, hello, everybody. If you play video games, it's likely you either playing with your friends or you get home, you play them for like 2 hours a day, maybe an hour or two a day, just casually and enjoy your time, and that's that, right? Most people usually don't obsess over their Touhou as a hobby and dedicate 5 hours to it a day. I don't know quite how proportionally different it is elsewhere. I think it's just Touhou's bigger in, like, Japan. So there is going to be a higher market of people who potentially are as invested, but I don't think that's necessary. I don't think the percentage of people who do this type of thing is necessarily higher. But, like, almost everything I do in my free time is, like, I hang out with my friends, and it's Touhou related, generally speaking. Or it's Touhou related, I should say. Totally Eternal B. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Jamie Touhou friends? The Touhou friends are the friends we made along the way. Like, I know some, like, a lot of my friends and stuff know Touhou a bit, and that's basically because of me. That slowly got people to play things. Like, I have a number of my friends I've gotten into Misty's Izakaya. I've mentioned that before. But, like, whether or not it's, like, actually playing mainline Touhou, or the billions of spin-offs, or it's just listening to Touhou music, whether it be official or the billions and billions of fan songs, good old Katsuki Records, my beloved, or Undead Corp, or everything else. It's like most of my free time is I hang with my friends, or I'm spending my time doing something Touhou related. That usually tends to be streaming. But most people aren't usually as invested playing one thing, and especially because, like, there's a lot of people that are huge into Touhou, but, like, I feel like most of them don't play the fucking mainline games, which is fine. I'm not one of those people that's gonna, like, specifically criticize people who don't. But I would argue that grinding shmups like this is a rather niche thing. Walling status on your free time, You spend your time brooding, but, like, I feel like just eventually you get old enough, if you're taking up responsibilities, you just start doing that a little bit less. It's only DDC instead at that point. Bear me. moving up in the Touhou difficulties warps your common sense at some point. I don't know if I'd go that far. Fucking piece of shit, cocksucking spell. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be back in a sec. Not like any other, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say that playing Lunatic is what, you know, the moment you transition to playing Lunatic. I started playing Touhou with the intention of... I got... One of the biggest reasons I got into Touhou, you know, like, the music is a big thing, the fan games and stuff, that's all, like, been very important, like, big stuff to me, but... Like, one of the things that got me into it was, like, I got into Touhou with the intention of grinding LNNs. And here I am, about 7 years later, doing that. I think that when you're at a point where you start doing things in any given game, this can be anywhere at like a super high level, you take some things in the game for granted. As you have so far, I have two. I have PCB, Rainbow Homing, and I have Subterranean Animism, Rainbow Beat. But like if you get like so good at any specific thing, you start taking some things for granted. And oftentimes some of the things you're trying to like push towards are, you know, they seem insane by other people, but that's because they're just like not even halfway like to like perceiving the game the same. In like the same type of way. They just, you know, people just don't look at the game the same, you know? If you play a game really casually, you perceive it different than some of the best speedrunners in the world in a given category. But they just perceive the game differently. It's like you play Touhou enough, you take, like I said, you take some things for granted, but... I think it's like being good at most things. There's like a, you know, you have to understand that like in order for it to get better, you know, you have to push yourself, and that's going to be painful at times. But understanding that I still enjoy the base product, right? Like, it's why I play Touhou, because like even just outside of like the pure LNN grind, I love Touhou. And like, as much as I'll bitch and moan because I died to Hydro Camouflage a billion times, like I like playing Touhou. There's a reason I play it 2 hours a day, like regular Touhou, not just fan game stuff. But there's a reason I play like 2 hours a day. Yeah, USD doesn't let you play Stage 6 on easy. The only game that doesn't do that. That's why I actually didn't start on easy mode. Because I started with the USD, and easy doesn't let you go to stage 6, so I started on normal. Why I never played easy. I'm just too cool, I never played on easy. Totally, by the way. Starting easy after the memes. Oh, I will wholeheartedly 1000% promote people. Be like, hey, if you're not comfortable, if you're not used to shmups, absolutely play on easy. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I joke about it here ironically, partially because of the memes, but like, I will absolutely promote, hey, you should play Touhou on normal or easy. Because one thing I'll say is, like, if you really want to be a lunatic player, you should, unless you have a ton of shmup experience prior, it's like, play on the easier difficulties, you know, play the game more, get used to that, and if you start liking it more, you know, if you enjoy that, then you can move up, right? It's how you play like anything. You don't start on the hardest thing possible, generally speaking. Some people are a little more aggressive here or there, but like, I play a ton of turn-based JRPGs. I usually play on some of the hardest difficulties, but like it's because I have a ton of experience in them. Of getting my ass kicked on even lower difficulties. Like, absolutely. Hop in, play on easy mode. Because also the last thing you want to do is just jump straight into the deep end and then determine, oh, you don't like it, and then, well, that's that. Yeah, I think USD lets you change your starting lives and bomb. Fucking, I drifted way too much to the right. Game's terrible, 0 to 10. Worst game ever. Whee! But no, actually, what I totally think we should do is we should look at people, not just Touhou, but like everywhere in like video games that you know, accomplish any type of achievement. It'd be like, fucking that, wow, fucking cleared the game on normal. Fucking dude, I have a 6-year-old who can fucking beat that game on normal. Dude, anyone could do that. Come on, fucking, what are you not playing hard? Are you not doing a challenge run of any sort? What the fuck's wrong with you? Play. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I don't really play normal 1cc anymore. And I am not someone in Touhou who will go back to like just playing normal for like a casual run or something. Like if I want to play like here's my casual Touhou. If I want to play Touhou casually, I will go play Pod on Lunatic. That's my casual enjoyment. Does he enjoy high just goes for bragging rights? I wouldn't even say they're for bragging rights. I don't think I'd go that far. You ever play a game where it's like you go into the game, you know you're gonna like it could be a single player game for this matter. You go in, you know it's gonna be easy. You know you're gonna clear the game without really without any really difficulty, but you're still going to do it nonetheless because you enjoy it. But, like, sometimes you don't do that in certain games where you, hey, I want to play on the hard difficulty because, like, the challenge, or it's some sort of challenge run idea. Because, hey, that's what's more interesting to me, right? But, like, even if you're playing on, like, the hardest difficulty, it's not like, oh, you're out here trying to take it, like, super seriously, right? It's like sometimes you just enjoy playing on the hard, like some games playing on, like, the harder difficulty. It's like, you can still play Lunatic casually. Difficulty was Zune designed these games around. I don't know some specifics about that. Single-player games cannot be hard. So true. You can make them unfair, but it's impossibly hard. Rest in peace, my faith, by the way. Oh, my faith is terrible. No world record for me this run. And to his layback mindset. Yeah, there's a point where, even in a grind like this, you want to be careful not to take it too seriously. Because, like, obviously, you know, in this grind, like, I'm gonna take the grind seriously. But there's a limit if you take it too seriously. It makes it when you... It makes it when you die on stage 6 of Kaneko non-1 like I did yesterday. It'll make it hurt so much more. Do I need to call out? I'm not gonna call out names. But, like, there are some people that I've seen talk that have done LNNs that I just, or tried at the bare minimum, or high score runs as well, that I would say take the game too seriously, and it leads to them wanting to kill themselves. And then go into Discords and typing paragraphs of why Touhou is a terrible grind and why they hate their life. Okay, Heener. To have to work with you playing the game for like an hour or two after a relaxing experience. Yeah, I'd argue that's generally like just kind of the point of video games, right? You know, on its surface, I feel like they're generally supposed to be, at least supposed to be. This would hurt more if you're sweating. Well, no. Here's the thing. The more serious you are, the more the late game death is going to hurt you. Is going to sting. And I'm not saying this from necessarily my own experience. I'm saying this because I've legitimately seen people who have died on pace runs and then go on Discord and post paragraphs of how they want to kill themselves. Because they died of just some... They died of something in the late game. They lose the run. Whether it be scoring or survival. And then they go in talking about how they'll never achieve anything in life, how they've spent their time trying to grind some record, and they can't get it, and they're a failure branded to the core. I've legitimately seen this. The TRS has many times had to warn people about this, about, hey, shut the fuck up right now, please. It's bad mental in other areas. I mean, you could say that, you know, there's some issues in other areas, but it's still... it would still fall back to them taking it, what I would argue, a little too seriously. The Touhou, nothing is enough. More. Played LNN, it's so true. I mean, it's not a Touhou exclusive thing by any means. Obviously not. I just, you know, I engage in the Touhou scene affair a little bit, so I see it here compared to other places, but... I think it's the timetable dilemma, almost. I think of being serious as playing officially reach your goal in a reasonable time. I agree to a fair bit of that. The thing is I don't know quite how much I go there, because first of all, like, playing efficiently is a little subjective there, but also the reasonable time argument. It's like, I do partly agree with a lot of what you say. But what's the reasonable time? A year? 2? It's because I feel like that's subjective. Yeah, but that's the thing. Is I feel like people get into a realm where they feel like they should be better than they are, and they believe that. And this time frame is what honestly kills them often. Especially with the progression of how runs usually go, where it's like so much of your progress is early. As a shorthand for level of emotional investment, I guess. Yeah, that's a fair way to throw that on there. Hours can... Yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree to that line, like, for sure. I guess to go back to Zebra's line, I guess there's some disposition between, like, you know, talking about being serious versus, I guess, the quote-unquote too serious. But that's kind of a... Oop, don't do that to me. My vernacular is not the most proficient on the market. Yeah, listen, I know you're washed and old, and you're gonna be in the retirement home soon enough, Alan. Like, you understand that part. But I do mostly agree with you. By mostly, I mean basically across the board there. Yeah, you're washed, dude. Holy moly. Me at the young age of 23 over here. This is the fresh chicken. Fresh chicken, that's not the word. Spring chicken is the word. Yeah, I was gonna say, how long have you been playing Touhou for, Alan? We'll break it. Yeah, your bones. Here's the thing, Zebra. I feel like I've heard... I have seen probably at least like 6 different people in here at some point in their life talk about how old they are in the fucking Touhou. I feel like every fucking Touhou player I talk to, with the exception of like a couple, are always like, yeah, I'm so fucking old, dude. So I always just make fun of people for being old. Okay, Bennett. Okay, Walrus. Like, why are we unking up here? Alan started playing when he was 3. Yeah, he started playing when he was 3. He had his first one-handed LNN when the time he was 7, which is honestly a disappointment for his skill caliber. But ultimately, at the end of the day, how it usually works with most things, and this isn't a Touhou exclusive, where it's like, you know, you gotta find the line where, you know, obviously you want to try. Obviously, like, if you didn't care about the goal, you wouldn't do the goal. right? So, like, obviously that's not the case, but... But... and this is the case with most things, is there's a point where it's like... If you're too serious, per se, you lose all the enjoyment of the grind. Place 30, gotta go grab your cane now, yeah. Zebra's checking out retirement homes right now. Also, especially competitively. The last thing you want to do is be comparing yourself to others. Who's the oldest looking Touhou character? Probably a little subjective. Maybe Aaron? But that also depends on the art. Yeah. Game glitcher, well-known, washed and bald old man. He's in college, it's terrible. Yeah, well, looks-wise. I'm just saying, like, she's got, like, the gray hair. Or the white hair, I guess, for that matter. Ooh, Misumaru's a good one. Yeah, Misumaru's a good answer. Will people go to college? Oh, I've definitely seen them too. But you're not about if you tell me you're 50, Game Glitcher, I'm not gonna believe you. Okay. What are you on about? Who's the oldest looking Touhou character? Alan just asked this. Important question. You said Dave makes it so funny. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Sometimes you can't count that, right? It's up there. Uzo's weird because he's pink. So it's kind of like his age is a little hard to say. I'd argue, just because of his nature. Remember, Alan, it's the difference. There's an important difference between trying to be the best you can be versus trying to be better than everyone else. Are you pink shaming? Listen, I understand people have name preferences. I'm not pink shaming. I'm just saying that, like, I'm not as well versed in the color pink. So, like, for like skin types and stuff. So I'm not really that good at picking up, like, age off of that. So this might be a lack of experience on my part. You know, I apologize to all of the pinkers out there, but you know, I'm not very familiar with it. Just once you see a couple weeks ago, hey, nice, good job. Wow, I can't believe you don't have 5 LNBs already. I jest. Don't do me like that, thank you. be pretty old, I guess. Well, because realistically, if you want, like, the actual, like, who's the oldest, you know, like, Aaron's, of course, is going to be high up on that list. Like, in terms of Touhou lore, but, you know, for who looks the oldest. Yeah, Alan's first Lunatic 1cc was a 6-month grind back when he was 5 years old. Tay, like 3,000. Yeah, Tay is very old, but... But kind of the question of the hour is, like, how old's the lunar capital supposed to be? Stream like 5 hours earlier. I'm sorry, but work schedule kind of tells me that I have to work earlier. Like, I live in the US, so I apologize. I gotta, like, work earlier in the day, and then I can stream, but I can unfortunately only stream, like, after work. So, I'm terribly sorry about that, Hero Brian. On Saturday, I can stream earlier. Yippee-ki-yay. But, hope you have a good night. Hates Europeans? Yeah, I'm a well-known European hater. Totally. I just fucking can't stand this attack! I know which character looks the youngest conversation. Yeah, but I don't, like, I've seen the conversation, but I don't have anything to add to it right now. Like, probably one of the fairies. Kind of probably depends a little bit on the art style. Anything to add? What do you mean I don't have anything to add? Oh, I'm gonna say Sunny Milk. Oh, there, you happy? Yeah, I fucking added to the conversation. Good grief. Remy? I mean, I would not say Remy looks the youngest when it comes down to Touhou characters, so that's why I didn't say Remy. I'd say Mion, actually. I don't know, I just said the first thing came to mind, because I said I had nothing to add to this conversation, and then Game Glitcher told me to add something to the conversation, so I added something to the conversation. Floating sperm? Yeah, good old Mion. Lily White? Lily White is the MILF of fairies. Changed my mind. Yeah, this Jover, yes. The last, like, several days of streaming have gone so well for runs. It's so me to reek over today. I'm washed. I think we're gonna have to retire. Lover, she's 4 days old. Yeah, we're talking about looking. Great, pay attention to the conversation, people. Holy moly. Actually, ooh, that's a good answer. Yeah, big needle propaganda, SMH my head. They're talking about LOL K, I believe, so like I can give it a pass because there's no like homing. like, if you're playing Reimu, you get needles, but thin fucking ice right here, dude. Holy moly. Oh, VODs. Someone should go through all my VODs and tell you how many times I died in what section. Yeah, why don't you go do that? You want to go sit there and sift through, like, 200 hours plus worth of footage? Find death counts? Go DDC. Listen, DDC is the one game where I will allow Reimu beat. Okay? I will allow that in DDC. That's the one game I'll give the exception for. Kasume versus Sukuna, who looks younger? Kasume. Sukuna's small, but like if you're like a reasonably well-functioning like human being who has like a working brain that can pick up on like life and like its nuances, you know that just because Sukuna's like the size of a finger does not mean that she's inherently a child, and that it's and that she doesn't necessarily look as young as some of the fairies and other stuff. So that Shiki, yeah. Sukuna. Shimmy, shimmy. Because I don't believe that Sukuna or Shin Miyomaru is #1 in the who looks the youngest conversation. Like, I don't know, all I have to do is look at Intend of Common Flowers, and I just don't see how you're arguing that she looks younger than, like, some of the fairies. Personally speaking. Look young, Akiyuko Suzu. Those are fair things, but like, there's a difference between like, oh, which characters are on like look younger versus which ones are like look the youngest. Right? Kari's the youngest Touhou. So true. Do you think if you asked nice enough, Ina would step on your balls? I think your misfortune of testicular torsion away. Damn it! I can't give up my power. At least 17 for 1700 years. We're working on Pokemon logic now. I'd like to come back in at some point. Thank you. Yeah, you can't just put a Yukari versus Okina and not give the context. Better for Okina easy. I don't know if it's Okina easy. Like, I think I'd lean towards Okina. I've been picking which one's my favorite, Okina versus Yukari, but it's pretty... They're pretty neck and neck. I kind of go before both. Party versus Orin. He has a bigger meme for sure. Is that even true? Holy shit, I'm gonna go die to hydro camouflage again. Let's go. Let me see Cat Girl Yukari to judge fairly. Jarvis, pull up Cat Girl Yukari pictures. Wait, if she was a cat girl, then she might lay eggs, though. Hold up a second. So what about hers? How, like, in the scale of, like, 1 to 10, like, how good would those ones be? That one video of your car being a cat girl. You can't just say that one video. If it's a porn joke, I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about. I don't know of any Yukari cat girl porn videos. Oh, you fucking... I hate this fucking piece of shit attack. Like, if when I hear Yukari and cat girl, I just think of the video of Chen dancing, and then you got Yukari and Ron just going, Chen! You know, at the end. Everyone knows that video. Okay, not every day we can get my 3rd best page, so what are you gonna do sometime? Objectively, well, everything I hate about it is technically subjective, because that's how hatred works. Probably all the viewers here. That's not true. We all know that every Touhou... We're literally going on about how every Touhou fan is actually, like, super old. They're ancient boomers at this point. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Like, they give you jig physics in the dance. What, you don't like it? You're a Touhou fan. Every Touhou fan is well known to be super horny. Oh, that's just her doing the Chen dance. The Chen dance. From that. But it's Yukari. I did not know she was young. Darn it. Listen, words are hard sometimes, okay? Especially when you're me. There's a classic, very old Touhou animation of Chen doing, like, that exact same dance as the one of this video that Ascension just talked about. Dance. Have you seen the gif of, like, a bunch of the why can't I think of the name? Chiriden characters, Path of the Earth Spirits, that's the name I was looking for. Doing the dance, but it's like Oku's got like just the biggest boobs you've ever seen. Everything needs master balancing hits. Hey, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but there are some people out there that would definitely disagree with you. I'm not saying I do or don't, but some people will do. Dude, that bad faith collection. Kanko's gonna be so disappointed in me. No, no, if I don't get enough faith, I'm not gonna be able to get enough blessings from Big Mommy Kaneko. I mean, it may be. I mean, I would not be surprised if it's based off of something else, like the Chen video I'm talking about. But, like, in the Touhou, like, sphere, I know that video is, like, 18 years old or something at this point. Maybe, like, 15 or something, but I know it's pretty old in the Touhou sphere at this point. Kankun, you have Aaron. I mean, I'm a big fan of both. Like, both of them are, like, top fives for me. How are the bases today? Not great. I've gotten bent over and rammed in the ass by Hydro, like, a bunch. But, listen, I've had... These last, like, several days have been phenomenal. I'm not crying over the fact that it's been a little sluggish. Slug? Literally, Sinai. Get a faith, Lady Conk will surely dot me. Is that true? If you get a faith, Conk dot... Wait, hold up. I need to start faith maxing even more. Hydro Camo is not just bad, it is just dog shit. Yukari abusing Ron and cannon with beams and stuff. Is that true? I don't know how true that is. Game Glitcher, you're my lore expert. Check in on this one. Would Yukari beat Goku in a fight? He is a slave driver? No, that's true. Eat. You're fine. Scaling on that. Oh, I'm very anti-power scaling. I just bring it up from time to time because it's funny. Hold on, let me look at this image. Hold up. I cannot believe that Yukari abuses Ron. This is unbelievable. I'm gonna have to call the feds, and Yukari's gonna have to lose ownership of Ron, and that means she's free to adopt. That means I'm gonna take her for my own. Real Lord. See, there we go, Game Glitcher. Thank you. I accuse her of that allegedly. Allegedly. If a playable character move faster than light because you dodge lasers in the game. Ooh, that's a good question. The image glitcher. I think he just did. I think he just did. But I don't think that Shikigamis are pets. I think she just happens to be a fox. Act a human. See, Yukari's just disciplining her because Shikigami have to follow their orders in order to draw power for people. What's your problem? 11. I fucking hate this attack, dude. Holy shit, go away. I hate that. Give me an explanation. You knew Yukari wasn't evil? Yeah, exactly. Yukari would never do any wrong. Bombs suck. I mean, it just kind of depends on the wave. Like, I'd argue within my last few days, and like even earlier today, I'm moving up plenty vertical at times. Just kind of depends on like the wave that's in front of me. Go for another LNN after Moth. I mean, Moth's not my first LNN I grind for. I have no intention of it being my last. Unless, God forbid, you know, I get, you know, an accident happens. UFO next. I don't know if I'll do that next. Well, because I said before, I'm going to go get a Lunatic 1cc of Touhou 20. I need to do that real quick. Then I'm going to go do a Kana Lunatic 1cc in Pod. Who knows how long that's going to take. That might be a fucking while. And then I plan to grind something else. It doesn't necessarily make it abuse. Like, kind of hard though. I mean, how hard's a Lunatic 1cc where you're allowing, you know, potentially the broken like release strats, right? Or whatever it is. This is free. I'm not playing games based on the. I'm not like whatever LNN I go to after. Fuck my ass, bro. Like, whatever I play, you know, whenever I get this LNN, whatever game I decide to, so Aqua died to that too. I'm sure that most people who've spent at least 3 months grinding this game have probably died to most things at some point in time. It's just kind of the nature of it. Especially things on the earlier parts of the game. Anyway, what was I saying? But whatever potential LNN grind I decide to go for next has nothing necessarily to do with what's the hardest or easiest of the grinds. I think the Gonko not doing runs. I don't think I've died to it. I definitely haven't died to it in runs. At least not since my original Lunatic 1cc days. It's the cuteness of characters then, totally. I don't know, I've said before, like, generally speaking, like, almost every Touhou game, there's, like, a reason for it to be my next grind. Like, there are some games where I have, like, a little bit less. That was not a good line. But, like, generally, like, every single Touhou game, there's, like, a reason I'd want to go back and do that one next. Kind of, like, the two that stand out as, like, the ones I probably wouldn't do next for sure would be Lotus Land and Imperishable Night, probably. But, like, even then, there's still, like, things I'd be like, maybe I'd go to that one next. Yomo shots are cool. Honk shoe. No, but the Yomo shots are like not cool because if you play Wily Beast, it's hard to see when you do the slashes. Oh my gosh, this game design's terrible. Shots are a pain in the butt. That's very true. Yomu shots are terrible, but it's not because they might suck or are difficult to play. It's because they're not homing amulets. So big sword propaganda, unbelievable. No, my frames! Why am I losing frames? Internet, you've been so good! Internet decided it was a little too good on the day, so it decided to poop just slightly there. It's like, yeah. God forbid we be like perfect throughout the entire day. PSD, you probably use it because of books. That's a weak man's mindset. SMH. Real men would look at books and say, nah, I'd win. But another reason why I have not committed to like whatever grind I'd probably be like whatever LNN grind I'd be going towards next is because like my opinion changes from day to day. Like sometimes I'm like, ooh, I really like sometimes I'm having a day I'm at work and I'm like, man, I'd love to do UFO next. And then I get home I'm like, I'd love to do UM next. And then I come back and I'm like, no, I want to do Mystic Square next. Like I'm just constantly like disgustingly good at math. Yeah, everyone who's played Touhou K knows that. Schmucks play it's over. No, it's Conocover is the correct term. But that's a nice thing in here. It's like I'm not really too concerned about running out of mainline Touhou games. Is that Ron Yakumo herself? You're home. Wish you're at home playing Touhou. Isn't that the general thing? It's when you're like not doing something you wish you were doing. Like when you're not like playing a certain game, you're like, man, I was just playing that game right now. Then you go home, you start playing that game, you're like, I don't really want to play this game right now. Don't you frick me. It's an alt account, not the real Ron Yakumo yet. I was older than all of you. Wow, you guys are old. Like, most of you guys are like 18, 100 years old. You know how boomers you guys are. Listen, you guys get too you guys start shit-talking Ron Yakumo too much, and then she gets upset at you guys. Unbelievable. Never. Listen, I said you guys as like a broad. I'm not like singling out a given person. I'm just saying, like, there was shit talk. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Display. Happy New Year as well. Happy Easter. Happy birthday. I don't know when your birthday is, but, you know, throw it out there right now. Just so I don't miss it. Thanksgiving, yeah, that one's coming up. Like 2 weeks. Fuck! Oh, that was a good upline too. The grind did Chen hard though, yeah. Soon thinking with that spell? That's what I want to know. Like, the spell's so easy on hard. That is unironically true. Like, I did try it on hard at one point, and like, boom, like, first try it. I did like twice in a row, and then moved on. Like, it is so much better on hard. At least at the point that I'm at. Stage 6 to LNN. You hate to see it, Walrus. You know your dog shit everything. Typical kids these days. There's self-depreciation, unbelievable. This is why kids nowadays can't accomplish anything. Thank you for the good luck, Ron Yakumo. There's not gonna be that many more runs to be had. I'm about at my wit's end for today, but I appreciate the good luck nonetheless. You're 60 plus, yeah. I'm a Touhou player. Obviously, I'm like 80 years old at least, and in a retirement home. Ignore the fact that I'm 23, but that's not actually true. What do you mean colorful chat? Listen, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Listen, it's probably Alan's fault, okay? So I'll just blame him. Eleven bought it? Do you believe that's true? I thought 11 was so old he doesn't know how to, like, I don't think he would know how to, like, buy Twitch accounts. Curse every day. Well, I'm just saying that, like, you know, conveniently I get my third best pace ever and I die like right after Alan hops in the stream. Whoa, that's convenient. Weird, huh? Alan's here all day and I'm not getting anything. Could help it go away over time. One can dream. Oh, I almost walked right into that. Here before you should want to type. Well, that mean I have to treat every, like, time that, do I have to treat, like, every time I start stream as, like, Schrodinger's cat? Alan is both here and not here at the same time. Until I've actually, like, looked at, like, who's, like, the views, who's exactly viewing the stream. You're both here and not here at the same time. Yeah, I mean, after I die or, you know, succeed on a run, I'll always look back through chat. Even if I don't respond to everything in chat, I try to read everything. You know, because, like, if I'm still fighting Aya at some point, like, I'll look at chat, but, I'll look at chat, like, afterwards, but, like, I'm usually focused on it. If I'm on Notori's boss, I'm not really focusing too much on chat, usually. Sometimes I'll glance over. During attack transitions, maybe that's it. Die to Hydro Chemical? No, I don't die to Hydro usually because I glance over. I die to Hydro because Hydro is Hydro and it's cringe. Projector hears you with an Alt 11? I'd believe it. See, Alan's posting Tenchi. He's actually revealing to the world that he's actually a 11 ult. Yeah, the yellow bordered items are slightly different than the others in terms of how they work. Oh, they certainly do. But there's also some non-yellow bordered ones on some attacks too. Like I think like Minariko Spell 1 is like half and half of like both normal blue point items and like the yellow bordered ones. Act a human. You hate every Touhou character will say to marry you. Good question. Die. Die? Oh, that next wave was about to make me go off on Hydro again. Died to Snail, we're so back. I mean, I'll just die to Illusionary Waterfall again. Well, I also have to get past this. Okay, that's a pretty smooth wall fairy. Let's give Notori a kiss. And Momiji this time around. I mean, I'd like to not die to Momiji personally. People bitch about visibility in 16, 17. Me too, kid. Like, hello? Petaflare exists. I keep going right-left. I want to do the other way around. Holy shit, I did that. It's unbelievable. Dodge Rockfall from the top funny. Could you, like, not? By the power of homing. I love when she just goes straight up today. GT is over takes this Petaflare's joke. Petaflare. It's a heart attack. Oku has a couple, though. Both UNR and Petaflare are very threatening attacks. It's truly impossible. The rice bullets really have to spin? That's a good point. You don't get you started on some stuff yet. Let's do drunk when coming up with that spell. I mean, unironically, it's probably like half. That's probably like most of Touhou, right? You know, HQC is a plus. No, that's where you're wrong, Alan. UNR is way more bullshit. UNR is way more cringe. Like, I love you, Alan, but like sometimes, like you have like 90% good opinions, Alan, but like sometimes sometimes you just make me die to these spinning fairies. Oh, holy fuck! What are you doing to me? That was not pleasant. Although, when are the spinning fairies, like, ever actually, you know, pleasant? It just died too. Hi, Momiji. Whoa, what are these snails? What are you doing? I deserve like 5 medals for that one. Holy shit. World's easiest Momiji. Holy shit. World's most normal Momiji. Fuck, that was dog shit. Well, suddenly the paces from today went from utter dog shit to incredibly good. Have a good night, Split. Appreciate you showing up. Yeah. So what's it to be? The chest or the head? You got 50-50 chance. Druid is incredibly stressful on a run, but I really like that attack. Contrast that to this one. Oh. It's fine. Be still, my heart. We get a lag? Hello? Fuck, I fucking twice in the 1 week! Oh, I had that too, and I just double tapped right before I came back to the left. I think I did the same thing on Friday. It was Friday, or I think it was I think it was Friday. Also, perfect Appears Wind God just to die to that. Look at the save spot's so breh. His first Kaneko-nan? I have to get first Kaneko-nan first place. Fuck, that was a really good Fearless Wind God as well. My duality. Oh, good grief. Plus, I'm just gonna die to Sanai mid-spell anyway. Oops. We're fine. Almost did that wrong, but we did. Hello, Light General. Oh, go to the right first. Forehead. We get the 1 miss. Yeah. I just tap everything else in the game that's arguably harder than what I've done so far in this run. Just as easy as that. What I will say I've been really happy about lately, too, is my, my Through Cross consistency has been so solid a lot lately. Well, Vow G is definitely my worst attack in this game. But, like, even outside of that, like... Chorus and Kaneko-nan 1 are top 10 bare minimum. I don't know if they're quite around top 5. I think they're probably about 5 something, you know, 5 and like 8 maybe. Also, never underestimate Moses. Like, this isn't a nightmare spell, but, like, it can and will kill. Or anything else for that matter, but... You put Momiji at 2? But Momiji's just free, I just proved that. Yeah, I don't think your list is necessarily wrong. To be fair, I don't think I'd put Hydro at 4. Like, I'd probably put Hydro slightly easier than Taurus. Like, slightly. The easiest stage 4 boss. Rainbow Homing Patchy. It's a little debatable, you know, it's a bit subjective at times. Dogma's definitely up there for sure, I can agree with that one. There's some stage 4 bosses I am not super familiar with, though. I think it's I think Ben probably the easiest. That's a joke, by the way. I know Ben. Don't get me wrong, that's a joke. I love this Death Fairy. I actually do like this fairy as cringe as he kind of is. What a just terrible stress test Zoom put right at the fucking end of the run. Oh, poor state botches are kind of a bother, huh? I mean, generally with, like, this isn't true in every game by any means, so I'm not going to argue that. Because if I say this, someone's going to be like, oh, what about this? For most Touhou games, like, its average difficulty really ramps up on stage 4, right? Like the early game can have its, like, couple questionable parts, but usually stage 4 is where the game really ramps up in difficulty. And this is kind of true across, like, normal, hard, and lunatic, I feel. Like, the game, and casually, too, for once you see it really starts to ramp up stage 4, usually. I think stage 3 tends to go crazy, I feel. I think it really... It can, but I don't know how much... Like, I feel like that's kind of inconsistent. Because, like... EUSD Stage 3 is not that bad. Mei Ling's got, like, some problems, but that doesn't stand out a ton. PCB Stage 3 is a little rough. I'll throw that one out there. Imperishable Night. I don't know how Imperishable Night is LNN-wise, but I don't think that Stage 3 is particularly comment-worthy. Mountain of Faith. Mountain of Faith is notable in one way, and that's Hydro. Like, outside of Hydro, this Stage 3 is not really notable. Subterranean Animism. A little. Like, you got that Laser Health section that's cringe. The dude, 2 danger attacks. So, yeah, Satori non-1, non-2. Dude, I fucking hate Satori non-1, non-2. I've talked about that a bunch. Holy shit, I hate... Speaking of attacks I despise. Get me out of that fucking attack. Dream there. But no. You're misunderstanding. Those attacks are fucking dog shit. I hate that type of micro. It's the worst thing in the world. Meow, 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 meow. I should try this backwards sometime in the middle of a run. You have a 1 miss to Satori Non 2? I believe I have a 1 miss to Satori Non 1, Satori Non 2, and Satori Terrifying Hypnotism with Reimu B. I believe I have a 1 miss to every single Satori attack as Reimu B. Maybe not Non 1, but I know the other 2 for sure. And the 3 spells. I know those ones for fact. I might be lying about not one. But I know fuck you, fuck you. Taurus is such a gamble. Like, it's like, okay, this wave's kind of fine, this wave's kind of fine. Oh, here's pissing balls in your mouth. Don't get to kiss your Conco? What? Your run is considered invalid if you don't do that, by the way. We're gonna have to start moving runs from the leaderboard, by the way, because of that. My biggest problem with fucking the Satori Nons is my biggest problem with Divine Virtues. Is because I see the micro ahead of time. It's a tight micro. I go to where the micro is. I'm lined up, and then I realign myself out of range and I get myself killed. That is the most common occurrence with those attacks. Is I'll overcorrect. Speaking of Divine Virtues, like, the amount of times I've died to micros on this attack just because, like, I'm lined up and I, like, just tap a little bit because I don't trust my lineup and I move myself out of the line. See, that run right there. I had the line in the middle, I tapped to the right. And I was still in the line. But I almost took myself out of the line. Nice 1 miss. Congrats on the 1 miss. Fucking 11, you piece of shit. Why are you posting congrats on the 1 miss before I fucking get the 1 miss? You fucking piece of shit. Yes, we got the Terrakuni 1 miss, yes. So the 1 miss, I think that's like my 5th or 6th 1 miss. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it looks like 6. That one with the 3 dashes and the one on the top are both 1 misses, so. Wait. There. Yeah, we didn't die to Aya that one time to Aya. Oh, good point. Okay, bro. What are you coming at me for, Alan? Literally the easiest spell in the game, bro. Okay, that seems like a good run to end around for the day. I guess I'll, I guess I'll take a 1 miss. Oh, sigh. Sigh, it's a 1 miss, I guess. I'm washed. I'm gonna start sounding like Alan right now, dude. Oh, dude, a fucking 1 miss, dude. I'm washed, dude. I probably should retire. Didn't even PBs.